Because for so long I was just living strictly for myself. Oh, I feel like doing this. I feel like this. I think this. I know this. I can do this. And I learned, I'm here to serve. The two guarantees in life is change and death. Things are always going to change and everyone's going to die. So being able to be in these rooms and being able to like spread this information to enlighten others mean a lot. I don't go into any school or any facility and just go and talk about my story all day. I don't go ramble about any of my accomplishments or the money I made or nothing like that. I don't live with those accomplishments on my shoulder. I'm here to help people see the light within themselves. I'm here to help people find their purpose. I want people to use me because I don't want to be misused, and I want to be always valuable. So I want people to be able to utilize my resources. I want them to utilize my wisdom, my knowledge, and things of that sort. Because if I can't do those things, I can't live in my purpose. And vice versa. So I just feel like everybody gotta be able to get out their comfort zone, be able to meet others, and share their ideas so they can reach their full potentials.
Yeah, nah.
Just because a person doesn't mean harm ain't done. People around you could be your biggest issues and your biggest downfalls in life. But you have to be able to have the alignment where y'all guys are on the same accord. If one person is thinking about one thing in this light and another person on another wavelength, you guys aren't going to accomplish your goal.
The harder you grind, the bigger you dream.
The harder you grind,
The bigger you dream.
Hey, the harder you grind,
the bigger you dream.
Whoa, whoa.
The harder you grind,
the bigger you dream.
The harder
you grind, the bigger you dream.
Let's get it, let's go.
The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. You're now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Rahndadon, also known as Rahndadon, also known as the man with the plan, you dig?
For sure. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm highly favored. Appreciate you having me, man.
Man, for sure. So for the people that don't know, like your early childhood, like where you were born, where you were raised. Like,
so I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Spent a few short years there. But I moved here to Baltimore, and I grew up here in Baltimore for my early life or whatnot. So.
Got you. We good?
Yeah. Trying to walk around. Let me see.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna start over. We can start it over.
Let's start all over, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you walk back again? Walk back? Yeah, I just want to see in case you want to keep walking back. So it's
Oh, how it looks. Okay.
I'm in it. All right, that's fine.
That's good.
So if you want to walk around, just let me know so I can.
So it can fade it. Okay. All right. Let's start over. We got it. We good. Because I didn't know what he was. I didn't know if it was.
I was trying not to look over.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. We ready? We good?
Yes.
I bet. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. You're now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
What's going on, man? My name is Rahndadon, also known as Rahndadon. They call me the man with the plan, you dig?
For sure, man. So how you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm highly favored. Appreciate you for having me. I'm excited, man, to be on here with you.
For sure. So for the people that don't know, like the early childhood, like where you were born, where you were raised.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Everybody in my family lived in New York the majority of their lives, but I only spent like about 3 years there. So I grew up here in Baltimore, in the county area. But yeah, Baltimore is where I pretty much spent the majority of my life, for real.
For sure. So like, like as a child though, right? Like, did you have any like hobbies or interests, like things that like, caught your attention at a young age?
Yeah, early, I was into wrestling. I love the whole WWE phase. Like the whole John Cena, Undertaker, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I was really into sports, man. Like I played basketball all the way up until like just about college or whatnot, for real. I started playing at AAU about like 7, 8 years old, traveled all across the country, played in a lot of nationals, a lot of big tournaments, a lot of ranked teams and whatnot. So majority of my childhood, I was on the road playing basketball. Like that was like pretty much my life at that time.
For sure. And like, I guess like Baltimore, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people on the outside looking in that never like visited Baltimore, like how could you like describe that to people? Because I feel like everybody has like different connotations, but you don't know unless you like visited or seen it.
Yeah, Baltimore's a small place. Pretty much everybody know each other, but it's a real gritty city. A gritty environment. Not in a bad way, I should always say, because everyone was gonna highlight the murders and all the the troublesome things that come about. But it's a gritty city. Everybody you see is everybody hustling and trying to figure out a way and always making something happen. Like you gonna see an old lady trying to make something happen. You see a little kid making something. You see the squeegee boys. You know what I'm saying? You see everybody just in a grind mode. And everybody is trying to figure out their niche, doing their thing, and just moving. It's a fast-paced city. A lot going on, but overall, I see a lot of growth, a lot of potential, and a lot of impact that's going on in Baltimore for real.
Nah, for sure. I mean, like for me personally, like going to Baltimore is like a second home. Like they embrace you, they show love, and like I said, they definitely connect the dots. Whether you over east or west or north or south or like wherever you at, it's like still that's unity and community thing.
Yeah, a lot of people gonna, of course, highlight the negative side of things in Baltimore, but for the most part, man, like I feel the most safest, comfortable in Baltimore. Like a lot of good is in our city at the end of the day. Like, of course, it's like any city, you're going to have your issues or whatnot, but everybody is making something happen. And that's one thing I can say good about where I come from and where I was raised is the fact that I got to hustle like no other. I got a mentality that where it's like, I feel like anywhere I go, I can't lose. I feel like I got like a grind and a spirit in me that like I know at the end of the day, no matter where I go, like I'm going to come on top. You feel me? So you only gonna get that type of drive and that impact from the city of Baltimore.
For sure. So like as you were like navigating, right? I know you said like of course the early childhood and now like adulthood, right? Like what was that pivot and transition for you to be like, I'm an adult now? Like, oh yeah, it's real now.
Yeah, shoot, life hit like hard, like playing sports, and a lot of things come to you, when you play sports, like you don't really gotta do much schoolwork, cause like you on a basketball team, or you playing, you traveling, everyone's kind of like want to give you shoes, give you deals, as far as like like Nike, Adidas, things of that sort, you get always attention, but adulthood transition, it was really hard because it's like that's when you realize as a man that no one really cares for you. You know what I'm saying? Other than like your immediate family, your close loved ones, you realize fast that nothing matters. Like your credibility, your popularity, your status, that doesn't matter because the world, like, bills is real. Like the reality of like hate, the reality of like responsibilities, the reality of like family dynamics like hits hard. You realize a lot as you get older, and nothing waits for you. Nothing slows down and stops like and say, oh, because you're having a bad day, this doesn't happen. You're going to have car problems. You're going to have problems, like in your career field. You're going to have disagreements with your family. You're going to have falling outs, with close friends and things of that sort. But at the end of the day, you got to get up and grind. No matter if you having kids, no matter if you whatever you got going on, like you got to still show up for yourself every single day. So early on, pretty much to answer your question, like, that hit hard at like 17, 18 years old. Realizing like, damn, I'm not playing basketball. I'm not just, in school and just, it's like, it's time to really like grow up and really like become a man. So it hit pretty hard, but of course, like anything, I adapt, I adjust, and I make it happen. You feel me?
For sure. No, I salute that. It sounded like it was a lot that you endured. So, I mean, I just want to say, man, kudos to you for still making a way and, being that life for people. Because like I said, when I see you or, things like that, I'm always seeing you doing good things in the community. So, like, what inspired you to do the work that you're doing? Like, was there an aha moment or something that you've seen like, okay, this is really a problem. I got to go ahead and act on it. So, like, what was the call to action for you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's just one specific time. I just see that in life, right? Like, a lot of us, in life, like, we grow up, but we don't really understand who we are. It's like, think about it, right? Like when you're a kid, you remember just getting maybe held, by a mom or dad, right? Then before you in school. After you in school, your elementary school, then you in high school. Now you're dealing with either bullies or money, or you're dealing with, girls or guys, whatever you in. You know what I'm saying? You just start just dealing with things, and then before you know it, you just dropped into adulthood. And you really don't really have an understanding of who you are. You don't really have an identity. You just know that whatever I was raised on is just whatever I know. And what I've seen a struggle at is a lot of people are struggling with their purpose and struggling with finding their identity. And I wanted to be a person that be able to like maximize people's potential and provide opportunities, because I always hated when it's like why don't you know what you want to be? Or why don't you have the answers yet? And it's like, how could a kid understand fully what they want to be if they never even got the opportunities to even learn or produce? It's like we've learned so much on the fly as adults, but it's so many activities and so much career paths and so much outlets that we can learn early on in life that can help us, further on. So I was just big on being able to provide opportunities, and help people find their purpose and help people find their mission, because I understand what being lost feels like. I understand the feeling of being depressed or counted out or overlooked. So I wanted every young kid to be able to say, like, I had a chance. I got an opportunity. I feel whole within myself. So I created a program. I created an environment where I want people to feel safe. I want people to feel supported. I want people to feel whole. And I want them to be themselves in the process. Like, I don't want to, tell nobody to do anything negative or anything that can get them possibly in trouble. I want to enlighten them where they can find their purpose and be happy and full and be able to live on and accomplish whatever they desire to be. Just, of course, with work ethic, of course, and, discipline and focus. But overall, I feel like a lot of people can achieve the things they want if they get the right opportunities around them.
Nah, for sure. I second that. I agree. I agree with you 100% because I feel like, when we're looking at purpose and identity and trying to unlock these things, how do you do that, right? Unless you present something to them, they're not going to be able to do it. So you're looking at it like, okay, look, I went through X, Y, and Z, but now I want to be able to do that for another person. And it just happens to be the next generation. So as you're maneuvering through this, like, what is your experiences like with working with the youth and, things that you see in the community? Like, how's it going for you in the business and everything, man? Keeping hope alive, because I ain't gonna lie, that's what you've been doing literally, man, and shining that light for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's going really good. It means a lot to me. It's something I feel like I do that doesn't feel like work. I get up every day happy about it. I built a good team around me now where a lot of people are also passionate about helping the youth. And overall, I feel like the impact we making is positive. I think it's getting bigger and bigger by the day. And I feel like the community is becoming more receptive to what we're doing. Obviously, with mental health, that's something that always got swept under the rug.
For
that
sure.
wasn't stuff like, obviously, we was brought up on. It was just more so, you're a man, you got to be tough, you got to be strong. But it's like, we do have feelings, we do got emotions, we have thoughts, we have ideas, and a lot of times we don't know how to, express it. So being able to create a platform like this where everyone is accepted, no matter your demographic, no matter your age, no matter, your preference or liking, it just, we want you to be you, and we want you to be happy being that. And the impact has just been amazing, and I'm just blessed to even be in this position because I know that so many people have been getting touched and, from these opportunities. For
sure. And like I said, that's not easy work at all, right? Because you're talking about, for one, like mental health. Like I said, for me, pandemic hit. Now it's like a popular thing. Like, like mental health, like everybody in the crib, everybody in the house, outside is closed, whatever, or it's like limited or whatever. And now all of a sudden it's like, this is a stigma. And I think in our community, it's like we need those safe spaces to, come to the table and be like, hey, no, I'm dealing with this. This is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we do need that sense of community. So for you to build that and, take that on, I mean, that's powerful within itself. And I would hope that people can take a lot away from that, to know that, okay, I at least have a safe haven or somebody that is going to advocate for that, to know that, okay, you know what, my feelings do matter, and I can find a way to channel it in a positive way and know that I can just keep going about it. So as you're building the community around that in your events, like, what is it that you're seeing, like, some of the problems with our young people? Because our young people are dealing with so many things, right? You got a lot of these kids now that are like in survival mode. They may be like 11, 12 years old. They got 2 siblings and, I got to babysit and I still got to get my work done. So I don't even have time to be a kid. So like, what are some of your experiences with the youth? And like, when you hear it, like, how does it really make you feel, man?
Man, it crushes me sometimes when I hear some of the stories, because it's like, we all think we all had like tough dynamics until you get around somebody with a way tougher situation than you.
For sure.
And sometimes it troubles me because I'm like, damn, I don't even know how to fix this one problem, because it's like something completely out of the blue. But man, like, it's troubling, right? And I should say, like, the problem doesn't always start from the kid, because obviously they didn't choose to come into the world. It comes from, obviously, their environment, the things that they're surrounded by. So it's unfortunate because, you become what you're around. So
Yeah.
if you're around that negativity, you're around that dark, that cloud over your head, you're around, survival, you around like negativity, that now feeds off onto you. So, they get, they get on social media, they see everything. Everyone looks at life as microwave success. Just think that everything's just supposed to just happen their way, entitlement, things of that sort. But overall, man, like we just try to just meet everybody where they at. And we try to just see like, okay, where's their foundation and where is the root of their problems, and obviously it takes a long time. It's not just an overnight thing, but anyone that sticks with us, for a long period of time gets that change and that support from us.
Nah, for sure, absolutely. I mean, like I said, creating safe spaces for them. I mean, seeing you take the youngins to Sky Zone, of course, like the basketball event that you just sat there and had, the fathers and sons. I think that's definitely powerful as well. Because I mean, that's just fathers in a sense just going out and hooping and is bringing the whole community together. I mean, of course, we know youth love basketball, but that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that these activities that you guys continue to plan continue to happen on bigger scales because it's a decompression.
Yeah.
Yo,
for sure.
I've been working hard all week. Now all of a sudden, I can find something fun to do.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Like, or something for the kid. The kid could be like,
Exactly.
man, school was a lot this week, and I could just sit there and go on the court and have a good time.
Exactly,
and
man.
that's a win for that area and a win for the community. Just to give them that, that decompression, just to be like, all right, cool, I can relax. I can just kick my feet up and enjoy.
Add on to that point because I don't like just to sit and just lecture, right? I don't like to just tell you everything about myself and just tell you everything you should do because everybody's situation is different. Like, I really don't matter that much. I like to more so look at it like give people an outlet where they can express themselves in their own light and they can learn. You can learn a lot about your self-esteem. You can build confidence. You can learn teamwork skills. You can learn social skills. You can learn about accountability all through a sport, all through activity. Like we teaching kids, how to change car tires at an early age. We teaching them how to cook. We teaching them about, like hygiene and things of that sort. But we not just, making it awkward for them. We make it an environment where it's like, oh, damn, this is a skill that I'm learning all while, being able to be around my peers. So it doesn't feel like it's a disconnect,
Nah, for sure. I always tell people like, okay, you in this environment all day long, but let's create this atmosphere. So that's why I'm thinking like you're creating this atmosphere for them to feel welcome, like creating that safe space. Hey, yo, come on in as you are. We ain't gonna judge you, no matter what it is. And guess what? At the end of the day, we family. We're gonna build.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Man,
so
exactly.
that's definitely dope. So you said something about the game plan, and like I said, I'm heavy on sports too. I watch it, everything like that. So the game plan, like, what was that idea, and like, what did you think going into it, man? Like, what did you feel was so essential for this to happen, man?
It's crazy because the game plan is something I've just been doing as a young teen, right?
Okay.
Me and like my close homeboys when we was young, we always wanted to ask each other in every year, like, well, what you gonna do next year? What you gonna do the next 6 months? What you gonna do for the next 4 months? Like, we always had those conversations as kids where it's just like we always challenge each other to get the things. Like, if the time it was just a Gucci belt, or if the time it was some new shoes, or if the time we wanted our first car, or the time we wanted to get our first apartments, we always kind of pushed each other on them type of things. You feel me? And it came from just a place of just what a book itself became a place of just like being so low. I got to a point where I thought I was damn near like bigger than life, right? Where I thought like, oh, I work out, or I do right by people, or I do this, or I save my money, or I invest my money. Everything's supposed to work. And I realized quick that like God will still humble you even when you think that you got all the right answers. You feel me? And I had to learn at that time that life is just beyond just me, myself. And I had to look myself in the mirror and say, what am I doing behind closed doors that I'm not living in my truth about? Overly drinking, lying, dealing with multiple women, still having bad habits, things of that sort that was still like in my closet that was stopped me from my all the way growth. So what I had to do is look myself in the mirror, right? And say like, who are you? Like, why are you living like this? Why are the things happening to you? And I had to like ask myself, like, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your opportunities? What are your threats? I had to do an analysis of myself. I had to look at the people around me and put together the pros and cons of who was around me. I had to look at the habits and look at my daily schedule. So when I looked at all those things, I came up with my own game plan to help fix my own self. And when I did it, I like to get on the computer sometimes, get on the whiteboard, things of that sort. I'm like, damn, like, let me make a PDF file of it just for me and my homeboys. as I'm doing it, we getting together. They like, bro, you gotta turn this into a book. This is helping all of us. So we made it into a product. I made it a book. I put it out, and at that point, schools and organizations and jails start reaching out to me saying like, can you present this book to people? And I'm like, damn, this is more serious than I thought, because that's just me personally. I just like to keep myself accountable. I like to, set goals for myself. I like to plan ahead. That's why they call me the man with the plan. I'm
For
real
sure.
stabby when it comes to being strategic with life.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what one of my businesses, logos is a chess piece, because I always think about being 3 steps ahead.
For sure.
So when I created the book, I just realized that it was ability for me to do a self-audit on myself. I realized that a lot of people aren't really comfortable talking about themselves and addressing themselves and putting a mirror in their face. But I'm not afraid of those type of things, because at the end of the day, I want to be my higher self. I want to be able to impact people across the world. I want to be able to be an example to anyone behind me. But at the same time, with that, I gotta be able to sit still for a minute and dive deep on what's really true about myself. And that's how the game planning came about.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I love what you just sat there and said, the stillness, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, a lot of people don't realize how important that is, because stillness is not only a superpower, it's a commandment. Like, God said, like, you're going to have to rest. You know what I'm saying? So, in that journey and what you're sitting there saying, like, the fact that you made a playbook, basically a book, a how-to for not only yourself, but other people, it just shows that, like, it's bigger than you, right?
Yeah, most
And I
definitely.
think that's what a lot of people have to realize. Like, your gift is not meant for you. You have to be selfless with it, and it's going to create all those opportunities. It's like, yo, God just tell you to do something, do it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, for me, prime example, started this. He just said, do it. I didn't know what doors was going to open. I didn't know what people I was going to meet, but I had to be obedient to the assignment. So I want to salute you to being obedient to the assignment, because now that you've seen it, you're like, whoa, okay, I didn't know that this idea could reach so much people,
I didn't
or
know.
that was going to do that. So like, for you being able to go to different places with this, providing the service and educational service in your business, like, how has that been to just, travel to go to different places and just, share what God has, put on your heart to do, man?
Man, it means a lot to me, because for so long I was just living strictly for myself. Oh, I feel like doing this. I feel like this. I think this. I know this. I can do this. And I learned, I'm here to serve. The 2 guarantees in life is change and death. Things are always going to change, and everyone's going to die. So being able to be in these rooms and being able to spread this information to enlighten others mean a lot. I don't go into any school or any facility and just go and talk about my story all day. I don't go ramble about any of my accomplishments or the money I made or nothing like that. I don't live with those accomplishments on my shoulder. I'm here to help people see the light within themselves. I'm here to help people find their purpose. I'm here to let people know that they can maximize their potential. So to be at Morehouse College, a college that I never got accepted to be at some jail facilities and help people that's coming home soon was amazing, knowing I never been in that position. To be at some elementary schools where some kids are just literally just starting life and their parents aren't able to really, be there for them the right way. To be at certain high schools or colleges where people are eager to get to the next step and they can't really fully see it all the way through. It's just it means the world to me to be able to do that. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I know I'm living in my purpose. I know I'm here serving the way that I'm supposed to here on earth. And I know that so many people beyond me is going to, grow from this.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just being obedient, man. So, and there's another thing you said as well, even for myself in this journey, is as we're doing these things, always auditing yourself. I love how you sat there and said self-audit, because I think that's a lot of things that we have to do every quarter, maybe every day. That I'm saying, yo, am I doing this right? Hey, yo, is this person healthy for me? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I said I'm going to do this. Do I have some accountability partners? Because I feel on this road to success, we got blind spots. And we got to have those people around us that's going to be able to see those. Because then, we want to make sure that our vision is clear and we know where we can get to. And we don't want people slowing us up. Know what I mean?
Most
You don't want
definitely.
nobody slowing you up.
Most definitely, man. It's I do a daily audit and then I do quarterly audits. Every 3 months, I gotta sit down and politic within myself and see where am I at with things. Some things I'm blowing out the water and some things I'm slacking on. But it's up for me to be able to sit down within myself and say, all right, it's time to tighten up. We all have time because you're not gonna go 365 days straight.
Facts.
Just all great energy and
Nah,
flow.
nah,
It's gonna be days
yeah,
that you low. Like
facts.
it's gonna be days that you know you in a slump. It's gonna be days that you know the kids was doing this, or your family is going through this, or your finances is here. But how can you get back on track when those things are all playing a factor? Because we do know that it's going to be distractions. We do know it's going to be hiccups. That's a part of life. Failure is not like opposite of success. That's a part of it. You
Right.
know,
Facts.
so you have to dig deep and know within yourself, like, what am I on a journey to accomplish? You know,
For sure. Nah, it's definitely staying focused. And like throughout this, like what's the power of networking like for you? Because I think like a lot of people kind of sleep on this when it comes to night networking, and you're like, all right, cool, I'm in my field, I know what I'm doing. And like, okay, this is something valuable. So like as you're in the spaces, like how do you value networking and what does that look like for you, man?
I mean everything to me, because obviously like they say your network is your net worth. But the ability to just be able to just connect with others mean everything, because you have to build relationships to grow the way you want to grow. In order to grow, you got to get rid of old ways. So
Yeah.
I learned that being in LA, I seen everyone was like smiling and vibrant and positive. And I'm like, coming from a city like Baltimore, everyone's kind of like in a shell in their own way. It's like you deal with who you deal with, in a nutshell. But I learned quick where I'm like, I have to get outside of my comfort zone. I gotta be able to be eager to meet random people, because you never know like how you can impact them or how they can impact you. Because at the end of the day, like I always say, like I want people to use me, because I don't want to be misused, and I want to be always valuable. So I want people to be able to utilize my resource. I want them to utilize my wisdom, my knowledge, things of that sort. Because if I can't do those things, I can't live in my purpose, and like, vice versa. So I just feel like everybody gotta be able to get out their comfort zone, be able to meet others and share their ideas so they can, reach their full potentials.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I definitely think networking is key, and just knowing that you have value. How can I help you is always going to be more important than what can I gain.
Exactly.
In those situations, and when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, then these ideas that you share, they become bigger.
Way
It's like,
bigger,
yeah,
way
okay, man,
bigger.
I was thinking that. Oh, I was thinking that too. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and collab on that. Or hey, yo, you trying to speak here? I'm trying to speak here too. Let's go ahead and do it together.
Like
You
I
know what I'm
always
saying?
say,
Those
man.
things.
Like I always say, man. Like if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you need a team.
Facts.
So that's what I live by every day.
For sure. And like, I guess as you're talking about like the like-mindedness and alignment, how important is alignment? Because I definitely feel like a lot of people sometimes look at it like, man, okay, I just got this going on. But can you speak to the alignment piece as well? Because I think that's very key.
Alignment is the big key, because you can have good people around you, but at the wrong times. Like I always say, man, it's like just because a person doesn't mean harm ain't done. People around you could be your biggest issues and your biggest downfalls in life, but you have to be able to have the alignment where y'all guys are on the same accord. If one person is thinking about one thing in his light, and another person on another wavelength, you guys aren't going to accomplish your goal. So you need to have alignment, and I feel like a lot of people misconceived the alignment because of the time period. Oh, we was friends forever. That's my day one. That's been my family since for how long? But sometimes you guys aren't aligned no more. And that's when you got to change gears and transition and realign, And if it's an awkward phase to be in, because that's what you used to. That's what you was brought up on, to stick with the people forever. And we locked in for life. And I get all those terms. But a lot of those terms misalign us from where we trying to go. Because a lot of the places that we trying to go, some of the people that we had can't obviously be with us.
Right,
So
yeah.
alignment is everything, man.
It's like everybody can't go with you and all those things. It's like, you being around the way or in the way, or you try and make a way, those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I remember Gilly said that. You know what I'm
You like
saying?
a poet or something.
I be chilling.
Like you be
I be
like
chilling.
giving it to him like on a settle though. It's like your brain just got nothing.
Yeah.
But,
But I just think that it's very important for people to know that, because, like I said, like being a product of your decisions and not your environment, I think that's important. And I want people to know, like, it doesn't really matter where you're from, it's how you carry yourself.
Yeah,
so,
for
like,
sure.
Your character as well, that's important.
Yeah,
I
for
tell the
sure.
kids, I was telling the kids like last week, I was like, yeah, y'all play 2K, y'all play Madden. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, you got your own creative player, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, what is it that you don't like about your character? Or what do you always add into?
Damn.
Every single day in life, you got to add something to your
gotta
character.
add. I like
if
that.
you like your ability, you want your agility all the way up, you're going to be at 99 overall. But you want the 99 overall, what are you willing to do to get there. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's not about how you ball. It's about how you pivot.
Damn, I like that.
For sure.
And how I be looking at life, bro, it's like, I just be like, a lot of things we get into without knowing, right? So like, for example, for the first time, if you wanted to play Monopoly, and you're a person that never played Monopoly before, what would be the first question you ask somebody when they're trying to show you the game?
Like, how do you win it?
How do you play? How do you
Yeah, how
win,
do you
right?
play it? Yeah.
But we don't really ask that question about life. You get what I'm saying? We just get into life just doing stuff.
For sure.
I feel like waking up today doing this. I feel like sleeping in. I feel like taking a break. I feel like doing this. But it's like, we don't really ask people in front of us, like, how do I approach this? Like you talked about earlier about like learning how to budget.
Yeah.
You know, we just get right. We might have money, just spend it whenever we want at the moment. We never learn the valuables of whatever we trying to get done. So it's like, I feel like people should get into the aspect of like asking more questions.
Oh, yeah, for
And
sure.
I guess that goes back to the network and also alignment, I should say too. But asking questions of how do you approach these things? How do you do these things? Because that is what I feel like holds us back before we even get started.
For sure.
Because we just jump into things kind of blind, we fail, and then now we're depressed and we're in a dark place because it didn't work. But not because you're bad or you're dumb or you didn't have it figured out. It's just because you genuinely went in blinded. You genuinely aren't really getting, the guidance that you need. So I feel like it's big to like have people in front of you that can help pave a way so you can have a clear thought on what you're trying to do rather than just kind of just winging life.
Nah, for sure. That's why mentorship is important, man. And
Yeah.
I think that's why, we both need it in this space because, mentorship is the key. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the next generation to go through the things that we went through in a sense. We kind of want to give them not necessarily a crash course, but at least prevent some things. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to deal with it. And it kind of goes to like, even like media and like watching the media and watching, of course they're on social media and things like that too. But like even some of the movies that, I watched as a kid, I rewatched them as an adult. And I'm like, what? Dang, man. This is what it was really teaching me for real?
Yeah.
Dang. Like watching Paid in Full, that's what it really was?
Yeah.
Or you watching Boys in the Hood, they were talking about I didn't know nothing about no gentrification back
At
then
all.
or what this was.
At
Or like,
all.
okay, you watching Love Don't Cost a Thing. Dang, that's how a lot of the relationships is like. Wow. So, it's a different perspective as you watching something as a kid and then you watching it as an adult.
Exactly.
And then you wondering why, like, dang,
It's
full
making
circle,
sense.
that's what it is. It's making sense.
Even like my father played a big part in my life, growing up with just being on me a certain way, teach me about manhood and teach me about, like being firm in life and, being strong and, and it was like, it'd be so many things now that be hitting me and where I'd be like, damn, like you kind of was, you was guiding me without even me understanding like some of the life lessons and some of the things that you was preventing from me, for me. So it's just like, it means so much to like look back at the things that was, I guess I should say teachings, whatnot, that we didn't really get to understand at the time just because, we oblivious, we young, so this stuff be amazing, bro.
Yeah, and even like the music and, things like that too and how influential it is. I be trying to tell people like,
Yeah, man.
yeah, you got to really be cautious of that. Like,
For
because
sure.
how you start your day, your routines and stuff like that. So like throughout all this work though, like what is the self-care like? 'Cause that's something that we need. Dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, self-care. I'm in that chapter now where I'm growing. Wasn't the best at it any of the years I feel like before. Now being in like a real healthy relationship to help me a lot. Working out on a daily basis. Learning how to just be able to like get away from my phone. That alone is like really good. I didn't really realize how addicted to the phone I was. You know what I'm saying? And like how like it much impacted, like what I did. That alone was a phase of self-care. I said working out, eating real healthy has been something really, really good for me. Of course, I like to travel. And just being able to just be one with the moment, bro. Like just not having a specific hobby, but more so just being able to just embrace the fact that I'm able to like move at my own pace and my beat. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go and shop, if I want to go and get a massage, if I want to go on a trip, just being able to just have that privilege of just being is, I feel like, the biggest self-care. And just not trying to overcompensate my mind like, oh, I got free time, I'm not doing good enough. I'm over here, I should be over here. Like being in the present moment and just being. I guess you said, like being still.
Yeah.
I feel like that has been like something I've learned. Being in a good relationship now that I didn't really think that was like important or was needed, but I feel like that has been like a life changer for me because I make way better decisions now. I'm way clearer on my thoughts, my ideas. I feel like I'm the sharpest I've ever been. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like I wake up feeling happy and like fueled up every single day.
That's good.
Like I feel like I was always trying to work because I'm like I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta grind, I gotta be doing something.
Facts.
And it was just like with that mindset, I was scattered. You get what I'm saying? Like I was getting stuff done. Like I always tell people, man, like don't mix movement with progress. Just because you doing shit don't mean shit getting done, bro.
Facts.
I feel like you could be moving real fast, but you could be moving fast into a brick wall. And I feel like the ability of being settled and being able to have a comfort home and like have a great dynamic around you is like the biggest self-care of it all. You
Nah, for
know,
sure.
like I'm not gonna say, oh, you gotta get your feet done every day, or you gotta get your hair cut this week, or you gotta do. It's like it's no real set regimen. I just feel like being still and being in the moment is everything, bro.
Nah, for sure. I definitely listen. Everything that you said there and said, I definitely echo right back because I think that a lot of us are like, "Yo, we on go, we on go, we on go, we on go." It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
nah. Embrace the moment, chill, relax, put yourself on D&D.
Yeah, man.
Like I go for walk, I'll work out or go for a walk without the phone. I try
Yeah.
not to look at the phone at all, like, and it helps. It's healthy.
It's
Because like I
healthy.
said, the minute that you pull it out, you distracted. You sitting there
consume.
scrolling and you consume it, and then your mind's all over the place.
Exactly.
And like you said, it's like I'll be on the laptop. I just think of your phone or all these things. It's like you got 1,000,001 tabs open. You trying to close every single tab.
And one day I was working out and whatnot, and my phone screen broke, and I was like all over because I'm like, damn, that's my business phone. I gotta get to the money. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss calls. And that probably was like the best thing that could have happened because that time period for a few days when my phone screen was messed up, I was able just to sit still and just chill, and just actually like feel the thoughts, feel my emotions, and feel like what I needed. Like I was so numb for so long, or I felt like I didn't need nobody around me, or I felt like I was just everything had to been business oriented for me to just be me. When I was in my own identity, just behind work, but that's not being your true self. Because work is just as one aspect of who you are, of what you can do, but that's not you. And I was building like my family dynamics and everything around me around business structure. And it was like that was kind of defeating me on the inside because once it's a holiday or once it's a weekend or once events are over, I'm like kind of like going crazy on the inside because I'm like I'm not feeling like I'm being productive or I'm not feeling I'm being impactful.
Right.
But I'm like I got to get out of that character mode of just being able to work and just be able to be still.
Yeah.
So I feel like self-care like that alone would drive anybody crazy. And I feel like things like that, was forcing me to drink and shit like that. But now it's just like I'm just like fully just pure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's dope. And that's good. Cause like I said, like having those hobbies and what you do. So like I said, for myself, like, taking walks or running outside, journaling, things like that, just to decompress, like it's just taking your mind off those things, but enjoying the moments of now.
Yeah.
Like not being so super futuristic and things like that. Like, enjoying today and worrying about tomorrow when it comes. Like, because I think that that's the biggest thing. And we're in, like you said, this microwave, fast pace. Oh yeah, man, this person is doing this person is doing that. I should be like that. Nah, God, like, bro, you
Yeah,
good.
man.
All that's gonna come.
Yeah. I
I
feel
just
like
need you to lock in on what you need to do right now. Enjoy, celebrate yourself.
so many of us, man, we struggle with just overthinking, man. I feel like I'm not saying life is easy, but I will say life is simple. Do the simple things first. If you say you want to do something, get it done. If you know you overwhelmed, take a break. If you're thinking about somebody, reach out to them. If you know that you behind or something, take action. And I feel like we start overcomplicating things because of the thief of joy aspect of, but this person did it this way, or I see it get done this way, or I remember things this way. But instead of just being you in the moment, I feel like we just gotta simplify. Just like we said in school, like when the teacher would say, simplify your work.
Yeah.
In the math
Simplify
class.
this equation.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got a lot of equations coming our way.
Facts.
Simplify it.
Yeah.
Simplify. Okay, what is priority? What is what is the boundaries? What is important? What can get held to be on a later date? Things of that sort. Because we try to do so much that nothing gets done.
Yeah.
And that's where we overconsume ourselves. So I love to just tell people, man, like simplify your situation.
Yeah.
If you in a relationship, right, and your spouse is or your partner is complaining about these things, Don't hear them complaining. Listen, just look at what they're complaining about and seeing what is it that's really need to get changed. Not hearing the tone of the voice or not hearing that it's a complaint, but realizing that, hey, this is something, you get what I'm saying, that I gotta get better with. You feel me?
Sure.
So
I got you. Yeah, I think that it's important that people take heed to like just the things that go on, right? So it's just like understanding the moment, like listening to understand as opposed to reply.
Yeah.
I tell the kids that, I have to tell myself that as an adult. Sometimes I tell other adults that, but sometimes that's really for me too, just to remind myself of that. And then realizing, okay, like if life is math, it's going to be math. It's going to be the notion of, okay, like life is math. You're adding value, subtracting your pride, your ego, multiplying your effort, and that's how you're going to be successful. Because the thing about it is, every situation you have to add the value. If you don't, and then what happens is with a lot of us is our pride and our ego comes into factor.
Every
We have
time.
to subtract that, and then we have to multiply our effort.
And like I like that you said subtract it, because I hate when people just get into the aspect of not having emotions, because it's like, no, I don't got no emotions. There's no emotions. It's like, you're going to have emotions. The emotions are there. It's present. But that's when you got to understand it, and that's when you just subtract it from, like you just said, the situation that you have. It's not that you be emotionless. No, you're going to have emotions. Feel what you feel, but now take it away from, what's going on, so you can really get a clear understanding of what's happening.
Nah, for sure. You can't let your mood dictate your plans or ruin your plans.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just always getting back in that mode and recharging and revamping and refocusing. I always tell myself that, like, because every single day is really on you to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Rather your dream, your goal, or whatever you want to accomplish.
So what are some of the struggles you deal with, when in the process of, running your business and impacting the youth and, the whole nine of everything you do with your life, right?
Yeah.
What are those common issues that you deal with that, affect your outcome of your life?
I be feeling like overthinking.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Like, because you could have a set goal, like, oh, yeah, I want to reach X amount of people. And it's like, only these people sat there and showed up. So you could get discouraged by that. Or you could just feel like, okay, maybe it's one too many things you're trying to do at one time. Like you said, overcomplicating it. Or just because you want to be an overachiever, that you didn't hit the standard or you didn't hit the mark for yourself.
Because you moved the goalpost.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't really hit the goal, but now you think about so much other things now that you still feel like you still didn't accomplish nothing.
Yeah.
But you really did accomplish a lot.
Facts, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that. And I mean, I'm celebrating myself more. And I'm realizing that, like, that was something that I should have done a while ago. Like, now I was just like, bro, you moving too much. Sit still. Relax. Chill. Like, that's an event, relax. You did. That's a big one for you. Like, so I just want to sit there and say, anybody that's working with you, for anybody that's setting goals, like the goals that you set, you accomplish those, take yourself out, celebrate whatever it is, watch your favorite movie, whatever it is to you, celebrate those moments. Because at the end of the day, there's so many other things that we could be doing, but each and every step of the way, celebrate.
Exactly.
Find a way to celebrate, man. Just that's what I would say. So what's the motivation for like the people out there and the youth? Because we definitely got to stay motivated. We definitely got to stay grounded. So what would you tell those people, man?
What would I tell them as far as like motivating them?
Yeah, motivating them. Yeah.
Man, the motivation is that you can honestly achieve what you want, right? And I want it to be really clear because I want people to know that the thoughts that you have, you can accomplish. You can reach the goals that you want. The car, the home, or the lady, or, the lifestyle, or the accessories that you like and you desire. You can actually do it. So the motivation that comes behind it is simply doing what you want and to achieve the goal. Like, don't say you want these things but don't put the work in. Don't say that your dream is this, but you don't want to, do the follow up. Like, make the extra call if need be. Stay an extra hour if you got to put in some work. Show up early if need be. Bump into the next person that you need to do. Like, do what's needed to reach the goal. Like, because at the end of the day, bro, it's like, you don't want your kids to look back and say, damn, you didn't do this, or you said you was going to do this and you never accomplished it. You don't want to look back when you're 70 years old and say, damn, I didn't do what I wanted to do. You want to be able to live and be happy at every decision you made. You want to be able to tell stories of all the mistakes you made and all the ways that you improved from those mistakes. You don't want to live a story where you played it too safe or that you didn't really get to reach your fullest potential. You want anybody that hears your story and to meet you, you want them to respect you by knowing, like, yo, I did everything I said I was going to do, times 10. Everything I ever wanted, I got. Everything I set for my mind, I did. And I want that to be the motivation of anybody. Like, do it for yourself. Don't do it for your kids and your parents and the people that doubted you. Do it for your damn self, bro. Because at the end of the day, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and gotta feel that feeling. You gotta know when you sleeping if you went hard or not. You gotta know that, like, if whatever situation you in, you put yourself in. No matter your environment, no matter who you surrounded by, no matter your friend group, no matter what you was taught, bro. It's that simple. If you want something, you got to get it done. And you got to stand on that, because at the end of the day, nobody's saving you.
Facts.
Nobody's here to fix your dynamic. No one's here to baby you. And anybody that you know that's on the grind, they're going to understand what I'm saying.
Nah, for sure. I definitely think it's important. I would definitely say, like, you gotta feed your focus. You know what I'm saying? So, like, spiritually be fed, mentally be fed, emotionally be fed, financially be fed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I told people all the time, like, if God can use me, he can use you too. So, like, you know what I'm saying? One, keep God at the center. I definitely say that. And then two, like, whatever drives you, allow that to continue to drive you. Whatever your foundation is, like, it don't matter, automatic or stick shift. People gonna question the drive. Keep going. Keep going regardless of what it is. And just know that people are actually waiting on you. You don't know that, but people are waiting on you to start. So just start whatever it is that you wanted to start and be unapologetic about it. Do it afraid, do it ugly, still do it.
And I also want to encourage people to do the boring things, right? Do the things that's like uncommon or the uncool things, right? Like, I feel like the boring businesses thrive the most. I feel like the boring habits thrive. And I thought boring would just be like, oh, this not cool, this not fun, this is not exciting enough. Like, the boring meals keep your body fit. The boring habits keep you out of trouble. The boring things, the boring businesses, the boring impacts, whatever you feel like is boring, don't look at it as boring, man. Don't look at it as bored or I don't have nobody around me. Like, look at it as peace. Look at it as balance. Look at it as alignment. You know, it's like, I feel like we look at life where it got to go the way we always wanted to go. I want 100 people around me. I want this. I want it to be like this. I want it to be like that. And I want people to be able to be cool with, like, the unpopular opinion things, you know, because those are the things that's going to keep you grounded. Those are the things that's going to keep you safe. And those things are going to keep you paid and successful. And success not meaning just money, but just success as in within yourself, you know?
Nah, for sure. I would tell myself, like, and even the people out there, like, even, like, if you're utilizing social media, just know, like, it's a tool, it's not a toy. And it's not about the likes and the wants, it's about the needs and the love. So when you focus on those things, then all those things will start making sense.
Yeah, man. Like, don't get too dwelled up on, like, how many likes you got on a post or who shared, who didn't share, or who didn't repost. Don't get into those things, man. Get into, like, the consistency of what you here to get done, and eventually the audience will get reached. You know, like, the work going, as long as you put in the work, you put in God first, things will happen. It might not happen the way you see it exactly, but it can happen, and it will happen.
For sure. Peace over drama and positivity over negativity. For sure.
You stay with that
For
shit.
sure. For sure. I appreciate you for coming through, man, and sharing your story with us, man, and just vibing and everything, man. How can people follow you? How can people reach you? And like I said, if they want to, you know, get the game plan because they need to get in the game, they probably was on the sideline for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? How can they get active with you, bro?
Yeah, man. To get up with the man with the plan, you can follow me on all platforms, Rahndadon. To get the game plan, follow Dawn Enterprises. And for anybody that's dealing with mental health issues, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, things of that sort, feel free to reach out to Keeping Hopes Alive at www.keepinghopesalive.com.
Man, I appreciate you from one brother to another, man.
Likewise,
Keep doing what you're doing in the
Likewise,
community, man. 'Cause
Amen.
unity in the community starts with you and me. And
For
I'd
sure.
rather give you your flowers right now instead of wait at your eulogy, bro.
Yeah, that mean a lot
Fire.
to me. Likewise, my guy.
Love, man. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And we
did.
out. Yes, indeed.
Soundstripe.